drawn in.
Already seen plenty of the ball there this evening. Refuwe, Debogo. Good pass, good run on the right-hand side there for Burundi, looking to find a way out, and a good interception coming through. And Botswana doing a great job. Veronica stopping that particular run there from Burundi. That could have been it for the East Africans, could have been the first goal for them, but again, it was a very good timely intervention there from Veronica Mokochi.
I thought Falona could have just played it first time on to the oncoming captain, Jafari, who was just making sure that she opens up and to give that space. She's got great speed, but I think Falona with a great control could have just laid it off the first time. That would have been a clear-cut chance on to goal.
Well, looking like some bit of a problem there for Olibone Sabacho. Well, he talked about the Burundian coach Gustave Nyonkuru. He's been overseeing the transition of women's football from the under-20s to the senior level since 2019, having guided the team to a historic WAFCON berth. Next task will be leading the nation to a maiden success. I'm obviously looking forward to that here, and a good result will certainly cement a lot of things that he's been looking up to.
Teams like Burundi, who are still gradually building women's football in the country, I think look quite promising as we see them in action this evening. But of course, coaches are always having a moment of pride when they see their players come onto the park, because like we said, this is not an easy group at all.
Absolutely not.
Again. Step on line. Step up.
Well, Burundi also had an incredible journey to the competition with a 6-0 win in the first round, trashing Eritrea on Arrogate last October. They followed up with a fine start with a convincing second run, 11-1, bashing of Djibouti to earn a maiden ticket. Well, they do have in their side England-based forward Somali, agent for WAFCON debut with Burundi tonight. Always looking for the forward runs of Refuwe Debogo for Botswana. Was expecting to see some explosive there from her. Nicknamed 7, captain Botswana to this historic qualification, the 2020 COSAFA Cup silver medalist. And she has consistently provided a good leadership in almost a decade and being a huge bargain in attack. Just 26 years of age. She's made a mark during the qualifiers, scoring 3 goals in 4 matches, and her presence obviously is vulnerable. And that's the reason you see them giving most of the balls to her, the Bogo up there.
Very dangerous striker. If you leave her or give her any sort of room around the box, she has a powerful shot. But the ability to take on defenders one-on-one, and I think that's why it's going to be so crucial to see the players like Salah, who apply their trade in Sweden, just to show their experience in making sure that they guide Tolagele out of the 18-yard box.
And that's Falon there in the 10 shot for Burundi. From Falon Sumaili Nihimana, Huddersfield Town in England. Get a chance to be on this competition, and you're expecting this particular shot to go, and was hit wide there by Nila Nihimana, younger princess player. She plays a trade in Tanzania as well, and getting the first chance there for Burundi.
Wimana hasn't really seen much of the ball, as possession has been more on this left side, where Fiona is doing really well, but a great run from her, which I see possesses quite great potential.
Burundi were the 3rd team to qualify, lost to Uganda twice in the Sekafa Women's Tournament, including losing to the final 3-1. Burundi qualified to play at the Women's Nations Cup for the first time. We talked about the win against Djibouti and how they had to work pretty hard and ensure that they had the opportunity of being here. Well, they also withdrew from 2008 and 2012 editions of the competition before the first round qualifiers. They have not participated in other major events on the continent, including the 2011 All-Africa Games. Interesting story there from Burundi. I'll tell you what, they actually had to assemble women's team under coach Daniela Menya in anticipation of the 2019 Sekafa Women's Championship already. There's going to be a card here. And according to the books of the referee there, will be a huge disappointment there for this young player. I was looking forward to playing a very clean game and then just commit this particular foul and then being booked. Not a good start there for her, who plays the club football in Sweden. Saha Ndowayo.
I think with her experience, Ben, she should know the areas where it is, how far to push up and make the tackle, because I think for a defender at this early stage of the game, it's unnecessary caution. It's way, way outside her area where she could have delegated a midfielder to deal with that danger.
It's the first player to be booked here. So set piece whipped into the box there looking for Tobago. And Refilway also was spinning there in the nick of time to deal with the situation when the balls are whipped into the 12-yard area. You expect some bit of runs for her. And there's still going to be another way out there with a huge clearance coming through from Botswana's Chawi. Left back plays for Prisons Football Club, 27 years. Here comes Anila. Gets a throw in. I think it's going to be an end-to-end action there if you're looking at the performance of these two sides in the early stages.
It looks quite tight at the moment. I think both teams really trying to find their feet. Positive runs, positive moves though from both sides as they really try to get that first opener.
Falon. We're being pushed back. It's a free kick to the mass of Botswana. Well, they played a one-all drawn game in preparation for this game against Togo. Where Togo found the nets before Botswana equalized in the second half through the vice-captain Nondi Marcela.
Tolagele really showing glimpses of her ability, making sure that she knows her area surroundings. No touches necessary, not too many touches that are needed, but just really try and lob the ball over the goalkeeper. But this time around, it goes wide. But this is what she does very well. She takes shots on target. The second one will definitely be a goal because she's that kind of player that wants to keep on trying.
Going to see more from her in one of those moments there. So again, communication pretty much poor there. Janine Arakoze, Ofila ever player for Burundi, couldn't quite get the communication right with the centre back and nearly gave that one away. Good control coming in, and still Botswana trying to get it done. Did talk about the fact that you have a lot of balls going through the Botswana centre forward this evening. Thula Kele, it's always the person up front and person of interest there goes down because then she's always busy on up there, and they know if you don't put her down, she's going to create some problems for us, and so that's going to be a free kick there. It's a poor way of dealing with the situation. Nasra Himana plays for Buyenzi as well. Not the best place to commit a foul, absolutely not.
Not at all. And one thing about Tolagele, she also is a set-piece specialist. She knows how to whip in a great ball into the box, and hopefully this one she can be able to locate a teammate.
Picking herself up for this set piece. Tolagele looking to whip right-footed one into the far post, and it goes in. Goalkeeper commits it. Comes out. Janine couldn't deal with it, and again it's been calmly dealt with by the back line of Burundi. You talked about their skills, you talked about their patience and how she's able to technically get things done pretty much for Botswana, Tolagele, and nearly could have gifted the side the first goal here. And that's how they neatly pass the balls around in the midfield and trying to get things done calmly. It's a long ball forward here. This could be an opportunity once again. Spain scrambled away. Tolagele here. What a chance it was. And goes wide.
She does not need to take a second glance at goal. She knows her areas, she knows her surroundings, and here doesn't take any more touches again, Ben. She just makes sure that she just gets it on target. And if she keeps trying and she keeps going, she will definitely get the target. A big concern, though, for Burundi. I think their defensive line needs to make sure they're keeping tabs on her.
Tolagele sporting a 7 shirt. Her nickname is 7 as well.
I think because she's owned and bossed that number 7 for so many years. A brilliant, brilliant striker indeed.
Well, first chance there for Botswana could have been it. She's been pretty much busy up front, getting things done for the sides. And it's Burundi, who currently have been pinned to the back there. Burundi's team started preparation back in 2019 in terms of having women's football. The current coach, Gustav Nyonkuru, was the coach of the Burundi's U15 side before being appointed as the interim coach for the women's under 20. Also coaches Angel Noah and Bujumbura City. Tian pushing the ball back for a throw-in. We'll soon have a lot of players there coming through from Buyenzi and Ofila Football Club. And do have some Burundian players also playing a trade in Tanzania. Tolagele in the box, she goes to ground. And ball weight being taken away by Charlotte Radkunda. It's been a field day at the back there for Botswana's goalkeeper. Who plays for Sundowns, CAF Champions League and Olubet Super League champions. Was Serja. Sedilami, she's been pretty much quiet in goal post there for Botswana, hasn't she?
No real threats for her to deal with at this point in time, but Burundi certainly making their intentions clear of how it is that they want to reach goal. It's just a matter of time where they regain their confidence and apply that necessary pressure.
Seen some runs there from Thunder as well up front for Botswana as they try to hit the balls almost everywhere. Every distance will be covered, every grass will be dealt with here as they try to always locate Tolagele. It's just committing a foul there. Machawi. For those who are anticipating a situation here in this particular group between Botswana and South Africa, that would be a huge grudge there in terms of the upset back in the year 2020. And this is the man who is in charge now, Gustav Nyonkuru. Good coach who was born in 1984 in Gitenga province in Burundi. Tolagele here. Tanda sends it to the left-hand side, looking for somebody to space ball off the line. win. Good play, Burundi. It's a long-range effort. Absolutely not going to cross any havoc here, but expecting to see some of this silky play. Again, a quiet day. These players are pushing and fighting pretty hard to find a way out. Their mass played, and of course the coach has always been impressed with their preparation coming into this competition as well. Tulakele here, lifting the ball, looking for Tanda. And again, there's going to be an effort, which nearly was going to create a problem there for Janine. But what a strike it was there from Botswana. They are certainly trying to create a space and get the needed attention. Ithebe, the Mexican Girls FC winger, and she was the one creating this moment there. Well, I thought the ball was already going out.
Ithebe really doing well as there in that moment, making sure that she takes a chance on target. Goalkeeper had that one covered. Hope she hasn't injured herself though. Looks a bit concerning. Ithebe has seen a lot of ball possession down on that left flank, doing ever so well and getting into those good areas in the final third.
Well, that'll be some huge relief for coach from Botswana. Alicia, she's been pretty much impressed with the performance of the side, and there'll be a lot of talking to be done in terms of how they're able to position themselves out front going and to the vital areas and how they push forward. Not too sure again what will be the plan for the midfielders and attackers, but I think you've seen some urgency in Thunder and Ithebe, and of course Tolankele. Whenever they push forward, there's always going to be a problem there for Janine to deal with.
Because of that defensive block of Bonang and Umuntu at the back, the two centre backs, and of course Silibato and Tanda in midfield. That defensive four-woman block has been one that the coach is known for. They frustrate a lot of teams because of just their discipline defensively, and that just means all the attacking players have so much more cover behind them, and therefore allows them the freedom to express themselves in front of goal. But at this point in time, if you dominate this much of ball possession, you should be able to get one goal, because we know and how everything the story goes. You dominate ball possession, sometimes you will lose games.
Tulakele with the ball to far post. Tanda's header and goes out again. Referee calls that a goal kick. Top scorer, as they said, finished second, Tanda, for Yaza Queens in Zimbabwe. When Zambia, I should say. Well, there'll be some questions to be asked there in the VR, trying to locate top players, find out what's happening. Still goalless here, halfway through the first half already. And still pushing, trying to get into the vital areas with the passing moves. Well, 37% of the balls have been playing in the middle part of the attacking third for Burundi, and you're seeing the attacking threat there coming through from the left wing. 40% of those balls have been coming through from there, and a little over 22% on the right wing. It means that there's been some bit of run-ins that have been going through, because Lakele moves a lot of time in the midfield area and trying to get a ball into the middle part, but you expect to see a lot of work on the left wing for Botswana as they try to attack and see if they can get a first goal.
I think Burundi deploying that midfield triangle with Joel sitting as a number 6, Falona up front as attacking, and of course Charlotte. I think they just forget that Tolagele likes to drop in that midfield to give them that superiority numerically, and they forget about her behind, and that's why she gets so much of room and space to turn and supply that ball outside wide to players like Radiogangi Azul on the right, but also Ditebe on the left.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're seeing there for this particular game when we played in Group C It is Burundi and Botswana goalless. But the attacking threat for Burundi against Botswana has been coming from the left wing, where the captain has been playing, Asha Jafara. She's been operating there. 46% of the balls have been going to her in that area. A little over 22% in the middle. And just 31% of those balls have been coming through from the right wing for Burundi. Now they have the ball on the right-hand side of attack there. And so they want to take advantage of it. And so ball would have to be whipped in into the middle part of the field, and it's being cleared away. The captain for the side for Botswana, Bonang, commanding things at the back pretty well. You talked about his strength and aerial abilities as well. She's able to deal with things without any threat. There's a tussle for the ball. And, it's been given in favor of Botswana. There's Nondi Fingi. Nondi also plays for Prisons Ladies FC. She won the 2020 COSAFA Cup Silver and has represented Botswana for over a decade, I should say. She'll help the Mars through the zone competition. It's not very much of an experienced side in this competition, the Botswana, because you look at the forward or the striking players that they have in terms of assembled in this competition, they've been able to show their prowess in what they've been doing for their club level there. As Tolakela got in here, Janine, not too sure what she's been able to do there. And again, I was talking about Nondi here and trying to go in for this effort.
Janine just coming out a long way to try and get that ball where she has two defenders right in front of her. I think my advice would be for her to just remain in goal and trying to get her defenders to take charge of those loose balls. But yet again, Tolagele showing great threat inside that 18-yard box.
We're just talking about this man who studied computer science at the university when he wanted to be a footballer and couldn't quite get to it as well. And so Gustav decided to change direction, but he loves football as well. And so now, with a computer science and coaching, with a CAP license, he's been able to put some bit of an interest into what he's doing. In 2008, he became the head coach of a team in the 3rd division, Rapido FC, until 2010, and then receiving a grassroots license. And back in 2012, he coached young athletics who were in the 2nd division until 2014 when he obtained his CAF license B. So that's the man who currently has brought the team to the women's AFCON here in Morocco.
A great CV from the coach, and sometimes when you have a calling in football or sport, your calling is your calling. It becomes your purpose and passion, and I think that is definitely what drives him to make sure that he gets the best out of the ladies.
He's got a lot of support there from the Burundi Football Association. Talks about it there. He's been holding a CAF license A certificate since 2016. So it's actually one man who's seen it all in terms of his work rate and the coaching prowess in Burundi.
2-2. 7.
That's a free kick there.
Stop. 1, 7. Stop. Seven.
Burundi will have a free kick to deal with. Again, it's going to be wasted. There's a ball whipped in by Joel Bukuru. Also played for Simba Queens. She started for the Swallows at the 2019 COSAFA Senior Women's Challenge Cup, where they finished 4th. Currently, she's champion in Simba's title hunt in Tanzania. Again, there's a slick passing movement in the middle there. It's not been successful for Burundi, but they've been trying as much as possible to get it done. And just 22% of those balls have been successful there.
They're trying really hard, and 27% of the ball possession, mostly on the right side, and obviously the captain dominating much of the ball possession. Jafari getting those crucial runs, but as always in final third, it's just that lack of decision making, but also just the lack of the final pass.
When they get to the most important areas, they're not able to find the blocks right. Well, good chance now to Lakele coming in of Janine with an effort to clear it away. Good awareness by the goalkeeper for Burundi. Here comes Jafari here. Descobe, the opportunity. Jafari strikes and wait. It goes out. Well dealt with. And Sidilami Moseja, the Sundowns goalkeeper, been able to deal with the situation there. But again, what a shot it was from the Burundian attacker, who tried as much as possible to catch you unawares with a strike. End-to-end action it was. There was a chance for Tulakele to actually score there. And then when Janine was able to deal with the ball, here comes Jafari as well.
Jafari just losing out in that one, but does really well to get past Mkhoti, who I think that one-on-one battle against those two is going to be quite interesting this evening, with Jafari so far dominating that duel.
Now they try to pick another move up front, Burundi. Good work. And again, it's got to be a near post action, and it's been well saved. And that is going to be Leon Kuru, the Fountain Gate Schools Tanzania player, with that strike the near post, and it tells you the story and the agonies in pain the Botswana goalkeeper is going through here. Look at the shot again, and she had to dive and try to deal with that. Sidilame really doing well, but again, what an effort really applauded by the fans who are watching this game. And Sandrine Leon Kuru for that wonderful strike.
Sandrine making sure that she puts so much power behind that strike, but of course Sedilame is one of the experienced goalkeepers from Mamelodi Sundowns. Not easy to beat, but really does well to make sure that she has her goals covered.
Good chance, good opportunity there for Burundi. Sedilame being treated here. She won the maiden edition of the CAF Women's Champions League. She did prove a mettle in that particular competition. And the performance I did see her when they played the Ghanaian side, Azaka's ladies. She's too tall in that game.
Coming from a long injury, Sedilame had to undergo a knee operation as well. It's really good to see her back in the starting 11 for Botswana, because she's absolutely brilliant between the sticks. And actually, talking about sticks, Andile Dlamini, South African goalkeeper, her nickname is Sticks, and they too share positions. Andile, obviously the #1 goalkeeper for Sundowns, Sedilame second, and that just means that there's so much quality that she also brings to the Botswana team.
So Sedilame being treated here. But that's been the challenge you have in this competition in terms of how these goalkeepers are proved to be that good. You look at the support system that's available at home in terms of what they want to prove, and the tournament they've been featuring in Kusafa and Zakafa. It's been pretty much of a great competition in the southern side of Africa as well, isn't it?
I think it's quite important that we participate in these tournaments, because I guess it just builds so much more character for players, gives them so much more experience, but it does certainly elevate the standard of women's football in the African continent, especially in the southern hemisphere, and it is without a doubt that Botswana deserve to be where they are today. Sedilame really doing well to get that save, but I think that awkward landing on the side of her hip might have just really affected her a bit, but it's good to see her back on her feet. But an absolute brilliant save, but equally brilliant strike from the top striker, Sandrine.
Sedilame, 24 years. Jafari with the ball. And again, it's been dealt with. Kelly here. Clears it, and she's been doing amazing coming back to defend the lines and helping the back line to always deal with set pieces into the 18-yard box there for Botswana. Meantime, captain would have to do her job. Trying to get the balls away from the danger zones.
Step up, step up, step up, step up.
Botswana now certainly under pressure as they just keep dropping that defensive line. Burundi really coming back as the clock just keeps ticking. At 35 minutes already, they are now enjoying much of the ball possession and that wave of attack, and hopefully it can be fruitful for them.
Well, Botswana do have in them a very huge captain who's worked with his side for quite some time now. Bonanga has been part of the double action team, multiple league champions over the past 15 years. And playing the central role at the back there for the side is amazing, isn't it?
Utlahile really amazing. I mean, I played against her.
I tell you what, she's 35 years.
At 35, she's still so brilliant. She marshals that last line of defense, very vocal. And I think a player all the teammates can really rely on.
Well, they definitely want to rely on her because she is the oldest player in the Botswana team, the captain, Bonang. You expect her to always play a part there. See her in action at the back and trying to make sure that everybody's calm and deal with the situation. You talked about her strength as a former player and playing with her against her as well.
Yeah, she has had my ankles a bit, a number of times. But she's absolutely brilliant. Her timing and ability of reading the game from the last line of defense, but also just making sure that her teammates are always tracking back to cover the spaces.
Sure, we're just getting the ball away. Yourself any threat at all.
Move on, right.
27 years, the left full back is been pretty much keen and very busy at that position, showing that Burundi are able to get the top player, I suppose, in the 7th shirt as well. Anila, she's been tamed. Machowe.
Machowe, not your quickest of your fullbacks, but certainly reads the game very well. Great timing on the ball, and that's why she's really denied Aniela that space as well to run onto, but also denied her much of the ball possession.
Just ball hitting the face there, a little bit of a stretched leg there by Jolie. Thunder again is being pretty much quiet there, but she's still trying to find her feet in terms of positioning here this evening. He's whipped in again. He has to come from Jafari, couldn't quite deal with the situation here. Expecting some quality play there from Burundi as they try to set forward with the ball here. And Botswana again struggling to get the ball away.
Radia Gangi has really struggled on this right side, really. She gets into the good positions, but always just has someone behind her following her, and the defender's done exceptionally well to keep an eye on her. But I feel if she could just get involved in the game, getting those collaborations and getting the combination play, she'd really be able to get into good positions.
Good run there, Jafari dealing with it, and she's been chased by Veronica Okochi.
Avoid. Step up.
Decision in favor there from the Senegalese official, and Asha Jafari really busy in trying to deal with the situation there. Again, in terms of stability of the right full back position there for Botswana, Veronica and Mokochi really doing a good job there. Nicknamed Eto. I'm not too sure why Eto would have to be playing as a right full back there for Botswana. And so I just talked about her, and then she picks the ball there. And so that is Veronica there, named Eto. Won the 2022 Women's Championship and Mother's Day tournament there with Double Actions Club, and the 2020 COSAFA Cup silver medalist there for Botswana. And she's sporting a 14 shirt, and I don't know, I think Eto should be a striker there. And this time it's going to be the side of Botswana again. I'm not too sure what the decision was here with this particular pass. It's a very poor one, and it is Isebe, a Mexican girl's left-footed winger, and she couldn't also get to the ball here. Down Iran Kunda. Seem to have a bit of a problem there. Well, this is where she picked up the injury.
Mashasela just stepping on some toes there, but I think Mashasela has really done well to be that link from midfield into the attacking two, seeing Tolagele obviously being one who's dominating much of the ball possession. A little bit of miscommunication there between Ditebe and Tolagele, who I thought were trying to combine very well to try and string those passes and get those passages in between.
Down Iran Kunda, 24 years of Fila PF Football Club, and there's a Pierre that's going to be some substitution here for Burundi. We're making a quick change. Again, it's a substitution here for Burundi, and having to pull out a top player in the game. Falon Nihimana, the Huddersfield player, has been substituted.
Which is quite interesting, because I honestly thought Falona was doing exceptionally well.
So this is going to be the first goal of the competition there for Botswana. And I tell you what, Itebe would be smiling and dancing here because she's been able to hit it to the back of the net. What a strike it was. Out of nothing comes this spectacular goal, and Botswana will certainly be celebrating.
While we were still all trying to grapple with the substitute, Botswana take great advantage. Just a lapse in concentration there for Burundi, and they take advantage of that situation. Ditebe has shown some great signs and great intentions in front of goal, and is finally rewarded.
Just look at how she picked the ball, and wow, she was able to spot the angle right. There's a slick play that came through from Nonda Basasele and Ditebe. That combination certainly producing a quality goal, and left-footed it was, and it came through beautifully for the Mexican Girls FC winger, and she's produced that. And then this is the dance.
Very well dispatched from Botswana.
And then comes in yet another one across the face of goal. Botswana beginning to open up a little bit now.
Great composure shown by Ditebe, really just making sure that she cushions the ball into the back of the net, does ever so well with the sweet left foot.
changed now, so we're dealing with it, trying to find out the decision from the coach, bringing on board Bora Inessa, 16 years, for Philadelphia player, so he's been able to make that change wide, and just as the substitution came on, then comes in the goal there from Botswana. First goal in this competition, Botswana for the Tebe, and I'm sure she's definitely going to celebrate that and enjoy that a long time to come.
Yet again, we see a team that is being punished in the critical stages of the game where you should be highly, highly concentrated. But of course, it was that distraction of that sub that might have caught Burundi unawares, and Ditebe taking full advantage of the opportunity.
Burundi trying to find a way to unlock the defense line there of Botswana. 2 minutes of added time. The first 45 minutes where the team from the southern side of Africa leading by a goal to nil, a squished ball taken there by Ditebe. Botswana drew with Togo. The coach did say the girls played to the plan in the second half and dictated play. They created chances, need to convert going into the big game, and they're looking forward to that. And did indicate there was no room for errors in this competition, and that's exactly what they've been trying to put together here at Botswana. And now they have to go to show for the effort.
No, absolutely. I guess the coach was really clear on her intentions, and I think looking at their group, she fancied her chances, especially knowing very well what she's capable of producing against teams like South Africa with previous records of being able to dominate Banyana, and obviously fancying their chances against Nigeria as well.
Burundi, the lowest ranked team, ranked 169 out of 181 FIFA registered nations, and they are currently down by a goal to nil. Let's see a beautiful goal there by Ditebe, Botswana. We're pushing for Asha Jafari and Joa Bukuru while playing in Tanzania as well as overseas base. Felon Sumaila, who is expected to play some bit of a role in this game. So that's a good way of getting things done. And so there we go with the first 45 minutes of the game. It belongs to Botswana. The Mares there producing quality play there and showing glimpses of whatever they can produce in this game. It is Burundi who started the attacking play, absolutely looking for that win there, but it didn't happen in the first 25 minutes. And then it is Botswana who got punished. The Burundians, at least for that moment, brilliance there from Ditebe. Left-footed strike to the top corner and giving the Mares of Botswana the lead against Burundi, the Swallows. So it's been a very good start there for Botswana. They'll be looking forward to yet another second half where the coaches will be thinking what should be doing in terms of how they come back in the second 45 minutes. But it's been an exciting time there for these ladies there making the first appearance this Mundial, and they have a goal to show for their effort. They have some top games coming up. There will be a lot of, I think, in time there for the Tenko team as well. Even though they lead by a goal to nil, Gustav will still be thinking how he's able to come back again in the second 45 minutes. Half-time score, Botswana 1, Burundi 0.
The queens of the continent will gather for the beautiful game in Morocco. Banyana aim to make their presence felt. The fight to be crowned will be an enduring one, but Banyana have their battle plan ready. Mzansi, it's time to be part of something beautiful. Together, #we will witness Banyana rise to glory. Catch the 2022 Women Africa Cup of Nations Morocco live on SABC Sport channels and SABC radio stations, proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Put a ball in Africa and watch nations come together. Put a ball in Africa and hear many languages from adoring fans become one voice. Put a ball in Africa and see African players become global stars, bringing hope and unity to the continent. It might just be a match to the rest of the world, But to Africa, it is 90 minutes of solidarity.
Hanging in the air, and that's the opening goal.
90 minutes of I and you are me. 90 minutes of goals, counterattacks, tackles and dribbles, victories.
Another beautiful one, and into the back of the net,
and tears. So put a ball in Africa and watch countries become one nation, one spirit, one soul. Because this African Cup of Nations, only one team will be playing. Africa United. Hashtag we love it here.
And so here we go, and it's certainly going to be the Burundi-Botswana clash. Rookies in this competition want to come and show their prowess at this particular championship. There will be plenty to look out for in terms of the runs and forward runs of the players up front, and definitely it's Aisha Jafari giving the first attempt there in terms of a set piece there for Burundi. Her runs out there. Again, a quiet day. These players are pushing and fighting pretty hard to find a way out. Their mass played, and of course the coach has always been impressed with their preparation coming into this competition as well. Tulakela here, lifting the ball, looking for Tanda. And again, there's going to be an effort, which nearly was going to create a problem there for Janine. But what a strike it was there from Botswana. They are certainly trying to create a space and get the needed attention. Ithebe, the Mexican Girls FC winger, and she was the one creating this moment there. Well, I thought the ball was already going out.
Ithebe really doing well as there in that moment, making sure that she takes a chance on target. Goalkeeper had that one covered. Hope she hasn't injured herself though. Looks a bit concerning. Ithebe has seen a lot of ball possession down on that left flank, doing ever so well and getting into those good areas in the final third.
Well, that'll be some huge relief for coach from Botswana. Alicia, she's been pretty much impressed with the performance of the side, and there'll be a lot of talking to be done in terms of how they're able to position themselves out front going and to the vital areas and how they push forward. Not too sure again what will be the plan for the midfielders and attackers, but I think you've seen some urgency in Thunder and Ithebe, and of course Tolankele. Whenever they push forward, there's always going to be a problem there for Janine to deal with.
Because of that defensive block of Bonang and Umuntu at the back, the two centre backs, and of course Silibato and Tanda in midfield. That defensive four-woman block has been one that the coach is known for. They frustrate a lot of teams because of just their discipline defensively, and that just means all the attacking players have so much more cover behind them, and therefore allows them the freedom to express themselves in front of goal. But at this point in time, if you dominate this much of ball possession, you should be able to get one goal, because we know and how everything the story goes. You dominate ball possession, sometimes you will lose games.
Tulakela with the ball to far post. Tanda's header and goes out again. Referee calls that a goal kick. Top scorer, they decided to finish second there, Tanda. If you look at the forward or the striking players that they have in terms of assembled in this competition, they've been able to show their prowess in what they've been doing for their club level there. As Tulakela goes in here. Janine, not too sure what she's been able to do there. And again, I was talking about Nondi here and trying to go in for this effort.
Janine just coming out a long way to try and get that ball where she has two defenders right in front of her. I think my advice would be for her to just remain in goal and trying to get her defenders to take charge of those loose balls. But yet again, Tolagele showing great threat inside that 18-yard box.
End-to-end action it was. There was a chance for Tulakela to actually score there, and then when Janine was able to deal with the ball, here comes Jafari as well.
Jafari just losing out in that one, but does really well to get past Mkhoti, who I think that one-on-one battle against those two is going to be quite interesting this evening, with Jafari so far dominating that duel.
And now they try to pick another move up front. Burundi, good work. And again, it's going to be a near post action, and it's been well saved. And that is going to be Kuru, the Fountain Gate Schools Tanzania player, with that strike the near post. And it tells you the story and the agonizing pain the Botswana goalkeeper is going through here. Look at the shot again, and she had to dive and try to deal with that. Sedilame really doing well, but again, what an effort. An effort really applauded by the fans who are watching this game. And Sandrine Kuru for that wonderful strike.
Sandrine making sure that she puts so much power behind that strike, but of course Sedilame is one of the experienced goalkeepers from Mamelodi Sundowns. Not easy to beat, but really does well to make sure that she has her goals covered.
She couldn't also get to the ball here. Down Iran Kunda. Seem to have a bit of a problem there. Oh, this is where she picked up the injury.
Mashasela just stepping on some toes there, but I think Mashasela has really done well to be that link from midfield into the attacking two, seeing Tolagele obviously being one who's dominating much of the ball possession. A little bit of miscommunication there between Ditebe and Tolagele, who I thought were trying to combine very well to try and string those passes and get those passages in between.
Down Iran Kunda, 24 years of Fila PF Football Club, and there's a Pierre that's going to be some substitution here for Burundi. We're making a quick change. Again, it's a substitution here for Burundi, and having to pull out a top player in the game. Falon Nihimana, the Huddersfield player, has been substituted.
Which is quite interesting, because I honestly thought Falona was doing exceptionally well.
So this is going to be the first goal of the competition there for Botswana. And I tell you what, Ditebe would be smiling and dancing here because she's been able to hit it to the back of the net. What a strike it was. Out of nothing comes this spectacular goal, and Botswana will certainly be celebrating.
While we were still trying to grapple with the substitute, Botswana take great advantage. Just a lapse in concentration there for Burundi, and they take advantage of that situation. Ditebe has shown some great signs and great intentions in front of goal, and is finally rewarded.
Just look at how she picked the ball, and wow, she was able to spot the angle right. There's a slick play that came through from Nonda Basasele and Ditebe. That combination certainly producing a quality goal, and left-footed it was, and it came through beautifully for the Mexican Girls FC winger, and she's produced that. And then this is the dance.
Very well dispatched from Botswana.
Burundi, the lowest ranked team, ranked 169 out of 181 FIFA registered nations. And they are currently down by a goal to nil. Let's see a beautiful goal there by Ditebe, Botswana. We're pushing for Asha Jafari and Joel Bukuru, while playing in Tanzania as well as overseas based Falon Sumaila, who is expected to play some bit of a role in this game. So that's a good way of getting things done. And so there we go with the first 45 minutes of the game. It belongs to Botswana. The Mares there producing quality play there and showing glimpses of whatever they can produce in this game. It is Burundi who started the attacking play, absolutely looking for that win there, but it didn't happen in the first 25 minutes. And then it is Botswana who got punished, the Burundians, at least for that moment. Brilliance there from the Tebe.
Please note that the official date for analog television switch-off is imminent. If you're still watching television through an aerial, please take the following steps to continue watching your favorite programs on the SABC. Buy a digital tuner for your analog TV set and get connected. Buy any digital television decoder, either satellite or digital terrestrial, and get connected. Buy a smart television and connect through an aerial. If you can't afford any of the above, please contact your nearest post office for more information on how to connect. For more information, please WhatsApp 0600 625 458 or call 0860 736 832.
Africa, it's time to celebrate. It's time to see the beautiful game played by the queens of the continent. It's the Women's Africa Cup of Nations live in Morocco. See all the goals, all the exciting moments, all the action, and fall in love with the game all over again. Together, #WeWill. Catch the 2022 Women Africa Cup of Nations Morocco live on SABC Sport channels and SABC radio stations. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
For coaches to implement changes that can have a great influence in the second half, and hopefully yet again we can be served some entertainment and of course some beautiful goals, as did Ditebe in the first half.
Which is the first change made by Burundi. Felonu Sumaila Nahimana out there, and her position being taken there by Borat Nezet. Those are the first change made by the two sides there. Botswana unchanged in the second 45 minutes as we get set for the game to restart again. There's been a yellow card already given out in the first 45 minutes, and it went straight to the ever-experienced Sweden-based player for Burundi. As they set us on the way in the second 45 minutes, always looking for the big round of the winger, Anile, the younger Princess player. So it's going to be a difficult time for the players to really find their feet and pushing things out front. Nasra Nahimana, who also plays for Buyenzi, he's also playing a role and expecting some quality works there from the top player sporting the 9 shirt for Burundi. Sandrine always fighting pretty hard in the attacking line of Botswana. And Sedi Lame has been working hard. She did put up a fine save for Botswana. And again, ball into the 12-yard area. Nobody there to pick it up. And again, it was the ball whipped in by Anile. And here comes up Botswana, looking to spread the ball. And they do it beautifully. And they have their top player leading the attack, moving forward there. Ball laid up, just give it a second goal. And yes, it is. The second goal certainly has come. And guess who did score? Absolutely stunning excitement coming through from Botswana. Just at the start of the second half, it is Radia Kanyo. She has made it to for the side. And they can absolutely celebrate this one.
Well executed transition of play. Tanda releasing Tolagele there with a brilliant ball. Tolagele exceptionally well, dispatches it, gives an assist. Great run from Tolagele, who I did, Benjamin, say, if she is left unmarked, she can cause a lot of trouble. Radio Kanye, who didn't see much of ball possession in the first half, does really well to avail herself in this late run to make it 2 to Botswana and 0 Burundi.
And so that's the story there for Radio Kanye, who scored 4 goals in 4 matches, 22 years. And one player to always keep an eye on, and she's done that. And she's adding to a goal tally there for Botswana. And you can see that already. And she's always played a crucial role in midfield there for Double Action Club in Botswana. And now she scored the first goal at the women's competition here in Morocco. So Burundi 0, Botswana 2.
Many firsts for this Botswana team, who I think making their debut are doing really well in making sure that they command the game, but also complementing that command in charge of the game with 2 brilliant goals.
Stula Curley again trying to make yet another run into the box there, and she's able to find Ditembe and finally cleared away, and that's going to be a ferocious play there from Botswana. They're really putting pressure on Burundi, showing that they are not giving a breathing space at all. There's been a lot of work there on the right-hand side. They did talk about how many times they have to run on the right-hand side and left-hand side, and always attacking on those angles and getting some balls into the box, and one of those is to Lakele's ball into the far post and meeting Radio Kanye, who's been able to dispatch him, giving the team the 2-goal cushion here.
Tolagele probably been given that free role just to drop in midfield to make sure that she connects with her midfielders, but also she has the ability to move from the left side onwards to the right side just to confuse the defenders. Mostly strikers always want to stay rooted in one position, but she has shown great awareness and vision to making sure that she gives great assists to her teammates.
It's a long way out there for Burundi as they try to push in Nasra here. Prompted again, Gustav did indicate that the Sekafa tournament exposed the team in some departments, and now they are working hard to improve on those areas and have a well-balanced team. He talked about the experience of the teams we're going to meet in this competition, and they're going to approach every game like a final. Now they're down by 2-0 Burundi, and Gustav certainly has a lot of work to do with these ladies who are fighting every ball to ensure they stay in this competition. But now they're down by 2, and yet again, it's a long way out there for them to maintain themselves and don't get bruised too much by Botswana, who really play some delightful football this evening with the ball into the far post now. And this could be an opportunity for them to have a third with Thunder rising above the goalkeeper.
Burundi now going to be really tested character-wise, but also going to have to dig deep. Coach might have to look at the tactics, but also the bench, and this is where the depth comes into play in really trying to salvage at least a point at this stage in time.
Tebe here was able to get the ball into the 6-yard box, and again it's Thunder rising above just on top of it, able to deal with the situation as Botswana able to now shoot from every angle necessary for them. I think they'll be able to find some loopholes in the goalkeeper's way of positioning, and so they think that some strikes there can actually make her uncomfortable. It's Burundi here charging forward, and so it's going to be the captain coming out to save the situation there, Bunang.
Talks probably in the change room has had the players really encouraged to be taking, you know, those shots outside the box to really try their luck. Also, considering that this is such a tight group, those goals could really come into, you know, come into play where it has to be time that you have to advance in the group stages.
Here comes Asha Jafari, and it's going to be a strike there. Goalkeeper spills it, and so they pull one back. It is Burundi. They would definitely not give up, and they're not giving up. Sandrine gets a goal there for Burundi, but you have to talk about Asha Jafari weaving away into the box and again delivering the powerful shot. Goalkeeper Sidlami couldn't quite deal with the situation, and Sandrine pouncing on that loose ball and gifting Burundi a goal here. And so the first goal for Burundi in the competition and the first goal for Sandrine, but this is the talking point.
Burundi forced for a response, and they do indeed respond right immediately. But obviously, with the experience that Sedilami possesses, you'd have expected a goalkeeper of her stature to do a whole lot better. That should have been an easy catch for her, but unfortunately, she parries it onto oncoming Sandrine, who takes full advantage of that mistake.
Ball was prepared by Asha Jafari, who plays for Simba Queens in Tanzania, and again it was scored by Sandrine Nyonkuru, who also plays for Fountain Gate Schools in Tanzania. Made in Tanzania, scored in Morocco.
An important, very important goal, Sandrine getting their Burundi a goal on the scorecard. But also this might really encourage them to keep fighting back.
Again, you've seen some works there from Manila. Now she's been released. A little bit of adventure from Burundi. You can see them coming back in the game here, but they've been sitting back all along this evening. Now, individual brilliance there from Asha Jafari. And there she goes again, also looking forward to them trying their luck from this angle. And you've seen some entertainment there from Burundi. Again, lots of concentration coming in from Botswana at the point in time.
Lapse in concentration indeed. But Sedilami, as expected, should have done a lot better with regards to that save. But yet again, Burundi showing the intentions of fighting back, dominating the ball possession, but taking their chances, and it's going to be so important against a very well organized Botswana team.
Nashra, and of course the performance there from Anoshit Nashirimana from Buyenzi Football Club. It's a yellow card already out. So yellow card offense, and the second bookable offense going to Botswana. And Nondi Marcela has been booked here. And now it's Burundi really tormenting the lives of the centre-backs of Botswana, trying to get yet another goal here to really set things up in this group. It wasn't done and dusted there for Botswana. Tulakele would have to start all over again, as she's been doing for the side with a strike. And where was the goalkeeper going? Tulakele makes it 3 for Botswana. How about that for a strike?
How about that from 7? 7 really doing ever so well to complement her brilliance in assisting her teammates, and finally rewards herself with a brilliant and well taken goal. It's 3 Botswana, 1 Burundi.
This is the lady nickname 7, Captain Botswana to this historic qualification. And of course, she has been consistently providing a good leadership in almost a decade, being a huge bargain in the attack there for the team. 26 years. Also made a mark during the qualifiers, scoring 3 goals in 4 matches. And her presence is well being noticed. I'm not too sure the position of the goalkeeper. I had no idea where she was going when the ball was coming in. The flight of the ball maybe deceived her a little bit to move towards the right-hand side. The ball went deep into the left-hand side.
I think the way in which she went down and trying to save that ball wasn't really convincing, but a well-taken goal from Tolagele, who in the warm-up, by the way, was taking brilliant shots at goal and really scored some crackers. No wonder she scored 1. Saw her ability as well in the first half as she kept taking those shots, because she knows what she possesses. And like we said, Burundi shouldn't take their eye off Tolagele, who seems to be dominating in that free role.
Concern there for Botswana, having one of the goal scorers down. Nadia Kanye, who scored. There should be concern there for Gustav, who's seeing the side going down by 3 goals to 1. At least they tried coming back into the game with that goal there, but unfortunately it was Tulagele and the Botswana team that had different ideas. And coach Kukli Sang will be excited, at least for the side, in terms of the performance. and what she's been able to produce tonight. And there you have her, very calm though, leading by 3-1. No pressure at all.
No pressure at all, but indeed she has to encourage her team to just keep scoring and making sure that they keep that back door shut. But a bit of a concern here for Botswana number 10, Radio Kanye, who I think has done really well to start off the second half with a goal to her name, great contributions as well. Looks a bit concerning though, uncomfortable on that knee. She didn't get any contact and just really sat down. I guess it was just one of those muscle pulls or muscle injuries. Very unfortunate for her.
It's going to be an early shower for her, perhaps. But it would not deter the side from still pushing forward for yet another goal. And so it's been a difficult time there for the Swallows goalkeeper to deal with the situation. Burundi's Janine Rakoze. Burundi making their debut at the tournament where they lost to Uganda twice in the CAF Women's Competition, losing the final 3-1. Burundi qualified to play in terms of the aggregate, in terms of goals scored, but not seeing that here in this competition. A lot of questions to be asked by the defense line of the team there. Still pushing Tunde here for Botswana. To get the ball away, only as far here. And to Kelly! It's turning out to be something else. And she has got a second in this competition. And a second tonight, therefore, Botswana get applauded from the coach. And we always talk about her in terms of what she's been able to produce and what she can do for Botswana. Certainly, she will be smiling. Tulakele now gets a brace in the competition. Poor defensive play there. And Burundi just giving the balls away in very dangerous areas. But what about the assist there? Not being selfish when she got the ball. And Nondi releasing Tulakele, and she just tapped in for a second and then for the fourth for Botswana.
She's very clinical, Ben. She's very, very clinical. But what a beautiful pass there from Mahlasela, who does really well at the top of that triangle and getting those assists. But very disappointing from Burundi. That centre-back pairing of Diane and Salah should have done a lot better in that situation, really, to try and protect the goalkeeper. They shouldn't have expected her to come all the way out when they had that ball covered. I thought if it is that you are uncertain as a defender, clear height and distance, then let's regroup and reorganize.
If the CECAFA tournament exposed Burundi, then the women's AFCON here is still exposing the side. They're down by 4 goals and they have a chance to at least halve the deficit. Individually, they are very brilliant. Collectively, there seem to be some question marks in terms of attacking play. Burundi.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's just that defensive unit that needs to make sure that they cover their spaces, but also maybe just drop a bit deeper as a number 5 to try and get into that sweeping position, because the likes of Tolagele keep running out of position to pull the Burundi defenders out into those areas so that the likes of Mahlasela can run onto Radiakanya back also on the park. She also hopes to exploit those spaces created behind the defense.
Two rookies at play here. It appears that Botswana are really doing something great in a Group B game. Tunisia beat Togo by 4 goals to 1. And here we are in Group C. Botswana leading by 4 goals to 1.
Botswana taking full advantage of their abilities, making their intentions clear quite earlier on in the game. Now looking at the second half, they really are dominating. The coach really in the change room made sure that the instructions are quite clear. would have been better if they didn't concede, Benjamin, because of course it's a tight competition. Those goals really do come into play.
Yet another card being flushed by the Senegalese official. It's going to be the captain for the side, Jafari Aisha. She's worked hard in the game, produced an assist there for the goal scored by Burundi, and then committing this foul and going to the books of the referee. Celebacho, player was down. Show some quality football there, Botswana. Anila. Kane's able to pick it up, but just unable to get to the productive areas there. Only allowing Tulakale just trying to find some space and get into the areas of Radiakaye. Asha here. As far back as the 20th of June, Botswana find themselves in Morocco preparing for this competition. They set up camp here, and we're looking to play some quality friendly matches ahead of this competition. They line up some high-profile games. They wanted to play Uganda, couldn't quite get to them, so rushed to the quick practice match with Niger Souls FC of Morocco. And Botswana beat the side by 7-0. And had a last friendly game against Togo where they drew 1-1. Now they're having a good time, scoring 4 goals against Burundi. Cards there to Burundi's Anoshita Nashimiramana and Duayo as well, and Nondi Masasela from Botswana also on a yellow card. So Tulagele with 2 goals, and Ditebe plays as a left winger, so it's going to go there for Botswana together with Kanye. So you're expecting at least you've seen the wingers of Botswana all scoring a goal here. Kanye and Ditebe.
Ditebe being one of the ones who I think has contributed immensely with her passing accuracy at 81.3%, sorry, with 30 touches and 2 key passes, which I think one of those counts as a definite goal.
Corner kick to Burundi here. Far post again, spin the ball to be attacked, and here goes Tulagele here for Botswana. Big attacking play, looking for support. Ooh, Kanye couldn't quite get to it. It's been a big relief there for the Swallows of Burundi. There's a quick break that came in Anila here. The captain really working hard, Bodang. Conceding a free kick, Bodang. She kind of picked up a knock there in that tackle to get the ball away from Sandrine. That's the foul here, but goes against Botswana, and it'll be a big blow there. The Captain Fantastic is being taken off the game. He really stood on the ground and has shown that his team is well drilled at the back. Botswana having a a very good time with the 4 goals to show for the effort.
It would be a major blow to lose Bonang at this stage of the game, as she has led her team from behind, of course, from the back, and making sure that she dishes out those instructions very clear and very precise. But of course, the goalkeeper Janine has had a very tough day at the office, conceding 4 at this stage.
It's a long way out with his effort. Seen a lot of possession in the middle third of the field there, 54% of that, and you have Botswana leading the ball possession with 54, and so it makes Botswana really be keeping the ball in the middle third. Was Nila here goes into the box and tries to drill the ball back here, and this could be in a moment where Burundi thought they could have the defense in there, and Sandrine was looking to the praise as well.
Botswana losing ball possession in their own half, and they're almost punished. Ball took a major deflection, which could have ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, now the set piece here. It's going to have Monikanya chasing this ball, and she's been allowed to pick it up. And now she's going to size up and look for some bit of support there. She turns well, Monikanya. Itebe keeps it away. And now the Swallows to pick it up. Charlotte Rakunda. To Lakela here. Botswana entertaining almost everybody here. And Botswana looking for the fit. Not the best of passing there to Kanye. And Anda able to deal with the situation in time. It's going to be Burundi. Masaya charging forward. And it is the captain who's been leading the attack for them. Anila here. Very much busy on the day. Anila on the right hand side. Asha Jafari. Asha Jafari's ball into the box. And yet again, it's going to loop the ball over the goalkeeper. Oh. Brilliant play, intelligent way of dealing with the situation, but couldn't deal with it the way she probably had anticipated. Perhaps that loop was going to land at the back of the net for her to get the goal there for Burundi. Quick thinking.
Quick thinking indeed, but a beautiful, well-floated ball from Jafari, who I think has been the live wire. But unfortunately, Joel already leaning back, just in terms of body positioning, just leaning back, and I think once you start leaning back and taking a shot, it's always going to keep rising. But it's good that they're getting the final third entries, and as I said, they try to possess a great threat in front of goal.
Then had gone in would have been a very encouraging goal there for Burundi. Meantime, yes, the pass from Botswana trying to still get more. They're not content with a 4-goal score. They're going to open up Burundi and get more.
If the opportunity presents itself to score more goals, why not?
Well, they've cut the ball 21% in their own half there, Burundi. Botswana played almost all the ball in the middle part of the field there. And they're showing for the effort with 4 goals in this game. Charging forward there with Asha on the side, and again it's been clumsily given away by Sandrine. Clearance.
been very impressed with Mahlasela. Just at, you know, at that striking position, complementing the likes of Tolagel and Ditebe. With amazingly a passing accuracy of 91.7% in this game, which I think has been quite exceptional.
Again, shows the game plan of Botswana and always having Tulagele leading the attacking play, and she's been able to drift into the midfield area to pick up passes and able to locate her colleagues up front. There she goes again. Tebe, Tulagele back in the box here. Tulagele again, quite get with Thunder. Struggling to get a ball away from their own defensive line, Burundi. Here they go again, always looking for that huge run. And that's Charlotte. She played the Sekafa final against Uganda. And also having to see the likes of Nasra Nahimana scored in the semi-final of Sekafa against Tanzania. The club also played a Sekafa qualification for the Champions League. And she scored a penalty, but they were beaten by Simba. Broke into the Burundi scored last year. And she's starting the game, Nasra, but down by 4-1 again. They're just losing the ball clumsily in midfield and allowing Botswana to pick up the pieces. And that's the confidence level of Tulagele as she takes the ball forward here, looking for Radia Kanye. Just look at the confidence which they're able to push the ball together there, Botswana.
Very confident indeed, and I think now they're finally playing in their element where they can fully express themselves. Tulagele just being one of those players who are pulling the strings in midfield, complementing very well with Mahlasela, making sure that they maintain and give cover as well. But I think we have to complement the double pivot in that central midfield of Silibazo and Tanda, who I think have anchored Botswana in that central midfield, giving so much more cover to the front attacking three.
Just going forward in the game and giving some balls away in vital areas. Burundi want to take advantage of that. Joel would want to deal with it, and there you have the foul, and that's Eto coming to the foul there.
Maybe we should actually have a conversation with her, chat to her what inspired the name, you know, Eto as a defender.
It's just a fullback. She gives the name there. Maybe she was scoring some interesting
Maybe
goals
Eto
for the
was a
side.
favorite footballer.
Certainly, perhaps be the case that she loves the way Eto plays and she picks it up, but she's playing as a fullback for Botswana anyway.
It's always interesting to know how some of the players get their nicknames.
Yeah, 7 is going to go here. Now Eto is defending lines. Ball whipped in, goalkeeper's ball picked up. Committing very unnecessary fouls there, Botswana creating problems for themselves. Last quarter of the game left to be played for here at the Bula Sun Stadium. Already seen Botswana leading Burundi by 4-1 and giving the balls again away, and Charlotte Iran Kunda would have to deal with his set piece on the right hand side here, trying to whip it into the far post as well. The players to attack that one. Always playing for Fila Football Club, Charlotte here. I'm not too sure her plan in delivering the ball into the box. Radia Kanye. Veronica. Bonang losing possession. Excellent pass. Charlotte couldn't deal with it again. It comes to Lagele. Ditebe. Left the ball in again. He has to be catched or dealt with by the goalkeeper. Just look at how they are just also giving the ball away. Burundi still opening up, they're not defending the lines, they're still expecting to have some bit of moment where the balls will be hitting the back of the net for them if they keep pushing and pressing Botswana. We're going to have their captain delivering some balls for the side as they try to unlock the defense of Botswana. They've tried a couple of times. The Swallows, the Mares.
I am rather still perplexed at that sub in the first half of Falona, who I thought was one of the players that really tried to get the team playing, really combining very well with Jafari and Anela this on the right wing. But certainly maybe the coach has a good explanation for it.
Bit of confusing situation there in terms of the attacking threats there. Burundi possess of on the table in this game, but the change again really yielded anything positively for the Swallows.
I think as one of their best players on the park, it was a bit too premature to sacrifice at the time.
It's going to be a change here for Botswana. A good change. Botswana really trying to have a captain knocked there, and so she's going to be replaced. And it is Loni was coming in. So Bodang will quite continue. Another change here. To the Bancho has been replaced, and Itebe is also out. Ramafifi was coming in. So another forward who was being given an opportunity to come in as well. So Anasachane gets the chance to come in to replace Bonang as well, and so there's a centre back, there's a forward, there's a midfielder who's been given a chance in this game.
Gaufet just coming in there to slot in into the midfield, but also Tuto Ramafifi, who has been with Botswana for a number of years now, makes a comeback into the national team. She has been actually in the States on scholarship, and I think it's good to see her back joining the team, as well as Sechane, who comes in the second half, as well as a midfielder, really just trying to stabilize that midfield. But I think now it's all just about game management from the coach, making sure that she protects a key player like U Bonang, who now is on the bench.
Oh, that is brilliant! That is brilliant! You can talk about it for days. Sandrine gets the praise as well, and just as Ghana gets a praise, Sandrine has been pushing, and she's also been able to produce one. Again, it's a set piece delivered into the box, not well defended, and this one took a wicked deflection, and this is the moment where she would be celebrating and being excited about the performance. Again, it is Burundi who have the deficit there. It is 4-2. This battle is not over yet.
A well-taken goal there on the volley. Sandrine does really well, and look at her body positioning. She leans forward onto the ball and takes a cracker of a strike. Sedilami with no chance in that regard. But interesting to note, Benjamin, in the first half, Falone got subbed, Botswana took full advantage of that break in momentum. And now again, there's a substitution. Botswana
And they take
simply
advantage.
takes advantage.
Oh, what a pass, what a pass. This could be a moment where Botswana thought they could make it 5. But Tulagele is having a field day in this game, absolutely enjoying herself there, and she gave the opportunity to the substitute, Rama Fifi, who plays for Double Action Football Club League Champions. She's 30 years of age, and she's called the Queen of Goals. Scored the winner at home when the Bears picked the goal at 2-0. And of course, the former Double Action and new endeavor striker. And you talked about her on a scholarship in the US and points to bring this exposure to the feet here. The Queen of Goals missed the chance.
A beautiful back heel there from Tolagele, who's now showing so much confidence as the game progresses, really trying to set up Ramafifi, who just came in now in the second half. And imagine, first touch, and scored a brilliant goal. Would have been amazing.
Well, the Queen would have crowned it with a beautiful goal.
And indeed, the African Queens are in action.
Certainly. You're not surprised about these two sides. They are having a debut in the competition, but Botswana currently having a very good day, leading the Burundi by 2-4. And it is a lovely evening there for the men of Botswana.
I'll tell you this though, Botswana coach Coach Ngutlisang won't be happy at all about just the manner in which Botswana have conceded those goals, especially considering that they've been in full charge of this game. Their defensive organization has been good as well, and now to concede these 2 goals and one, you know, in the later stages of the game, I think she'll be really disappointed in that regard. But hopefully in the second game, then they can rectify some of these mistakes.
Expect that to happen. That's shot accuracy there for the two sides in the competition. Shows the strength that they both have. Again, it's a poorly defended there by Burundi, giving the ball away. Botswana still charging to get again. Players get a goal here. Fifi is able to get a corner kick. Interestingly, it's Burundi's got a 50% shot accuracy against 38% of Botswana. That's Botswana who lead by 4 goals to 2. So easily sure they get a 4-1 there for the best of Botswana. Tell you what, Botswana have a lot of touches in the possession box, 17 times in the half of Burundi as compared to 13 touches of Burundi in that of Botswana half. It sums out the work rate of Burundi in this game, and the fact that they have not been able to defend their lines well. Meantime, Fifi dropped the ball down, but the Kanya goes to ground. Couldn't really deal with the situation. That would have been the fit goal there for Botswana. And she's already on the goal. Could have been her brace this evening. 2 players currently on a brace, Tulagele and Sandrine.
We did speak about that back four of Burundi, really to try and get the communication right. Again, the goalkeeper steps out of the goal area, goes up far too up front, even just in front of her defenders, which I wouldn't encourage at this stage. Could have easily been the 5th goal. But yet again, I think the coach will have to make sure that they rectify those mistakes in that heart of the defense.
Neely has been pulled through here, trying to get into the box. And Neely, good recovery. She goes to ground. That would not count as a penalty there, even though she's shouting for it. And Neely, she's been pretty much busy on the flanks there for Burundi. Maybe that moment where there will be the question marks there, but a good recovery there from the left full back of Botswana. We were doing a good job. There's going to be a change here for the best of Botswana. There they go with a substitution. So the opportunity will be given to Masego coming in. Selena, and it to also be a substitution with Radia Kanye giving way to Johannes. Another player for double action for WAFCON, nicknamed Juju. Absolutely. And so that's Johannes. Find it very interesting, that particular nickname, Juju. Tell you what, if you're in West Africa and you hear the name Juju, obviously it's a different thing altogether.
It's a different thing altogether, hence I'm laughing, I'm thinking, Juju.
Well, that's a nickname there coming in, Johansson, and she's going to play a part in the dynamics of the game as the ball whipped in into the goalpost there, being picked up. Sedlami dealing with it. Meantime, the changes coming in with the likes of Johannes. Again, it's a midfield decision there by the coach, trying to ensure that he's able to knock the Burundi runs of Burundi. They've been controlling the midfield, they've been controlling the game in the last few minutes here, and I think that she doesn't want to have any more embarrassing situation where Burundi able to get the goal before the game ends.
It's all about game management at this point in time, but also the ability for a team like Botswana to score 4 goals. It gives them that much of comfort, but also it allows the coach to now introduce some of the players to just get a run, so that as the tournament progresses, everyone gets a bit of mileage in those legs. The confidence also is there, and I think it's just about maintaining now the scoreline as is. And fortunately, Burundi really showing a great fight back, but just not enough, you know, over a dominant Botswana team this evening.
Botswana have made a final third entries of 60 times as compared to 51 of that from Burundi. Total of big chances have all gone to Botswana. Another card being flushed out here. And it goes to Juju, who just was introduced into the game. Johannes has been booked here.
Ooh, that's a dangerous tackle. Very dangerous tackle, and those ones really hurt so bad on top of your foot, and you always, we always say it's a big ouchie. And that's why everyone always laughs at soccer players, because our toenails and our toes are not that impressive because of such tackles.
No, it's so sometimes you just have to find a way to deal with it and get it out of the way. Meantime, some balls being sent into the defensive line. Here comes Johannes here. She runs into the defensive line of Burundi, and she gets a corner kick. We're doing 3 minutes of additional time here, and it's still the scoreline in favor of the Bears of Botswana. Well, they've had 7 shots inside the box against Burundi. Same number for Burundi, also 7 shots inside the box of Botswana. Shots on target, 7 of it in favor of Burundi, and 5 for Botswana. Ball into the box. Goalkeeper has been fouled in the 6-yard area. It's going to be a free kick for Burundi. There's been a lot of shots on target there for Burundi, but they're down by 4 goals to 2.
I think they've just made their intentions clear in the second half. They've been forced for a response, and indeed they did respond, and I think that's just the courage that they should take into the next upcoming fixture. They've showed great intentions indeed. Final third entries have improved. They've dominated, I think, in the second half. Just really unfortunate to be clear and precise in front of goal.
More shots in this game. Meantime, it was going to be Chucho with a strike, and goes wide.
Brilliant run there by Juju, who just came in the second half. Also really trying to see if she could add a few more goals just before the game ends. She does really well, but just let down by that strike.
Fortunate strike from her. Didn't really get into the action point. Maybe Juju failed on that occasion, trying to get a goal there for Botswana. Here comes the moment where Burundi would have a foul. Spain, even distribution of shots in this game, 14 apiece. An interesting bit here in this game is how accurate Burundi have been with their shots, with 50% of that. Just a few seconds away to end the game and in your favor with the first 3 points. And I'll tell you what, interesting bit about this particular group, the two southern teams in Africa winning their first games, South Africa and Botswana.
Two southern African teams that know each other very well, and this sets it up nicely for South Africa and Botswana.
I know there'll be questions about it and saying how they've been very accurate in terms of their game plan in this competition, where South Africa win against Nigeria and then Botswana doing justice to the game against Burundi. And so it was a win between the South and West, and now it's a win between South and East in this competition. Meantime, Jafari, Aisha coming in with this opportunity. Oh, she's just missing that, skewing that effort. 3 minutes of our time already up here in this game. It appears the signals will be clear for Botswana to have the 3 points and also having the goals in there for them. They have been pretty much okay, but the yellow card flashed out to Sichane. And that comes the whistle there from the Senegalese official, and this obviously sums up the night for Burundi, rookie in the competition. Two teams coming having their debut in this championship, but it's Botswana who proved everybody that they are definitely prepared for this competition, especially in Group C, knowing that they have South Africa, Nigeria to contend with. 3 points in the first game. It is a good start for them, and they'll be happy they did it and made it count for themselves. Burundi will definitely go back into the drawing board and find out where they went wrong. Even though they were exposed in the Sekafa tournament, they have been exposed again and going down heavily by 2-4. It finished here, Burundi 2, Botswana 4.
Welkom by jou gunsteling musiekprogram Noot vir Noot. Sit. Voel het. Voel het. Daar sê hop, 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 hop. Hop op Gangnam. Dit was lekker.
All new Noot vir Noot. Thursday, 14 July. SABC2.
Risk everything, fear nothing. No regrets. Play hard or don't play at all and rise to the top. Catch the finest of local talent in the Heritage Rugby, Saturdays at 3 p.m. Live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4. Open view.